Major John Fisher, our speaker this evening, comes from a long and distinguished military background, which makes him eminently qualified to speak about the Grey and Simcoe Foresters as the regiment celebrates its 150 years of service this year. While his maternal ancestors fought at the Battle of Culloden in 1745, in the French and Indian Wars from 1754 to 1763, at the Battle of the Plains of Abraham in 1759, throughout the American Revolutionary War, and in the War of 1812, he himself is the fourth generation of his immediate family to serve the military, following in the steps of his great-grandfather, his grandfather, and his father. John Fisher, born in Barrie, joined the Grey and Simcoe Foresters in 1974, and he's still with them, something you don't see too often in this day. Since that time, he has served in many capacities and is now the Deputy Commanding Officer and Regimental Major. Among the many responsibilities this position provides the necessary liaison and planning with the office of Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, who is the Colonel-in-Chief of the regiment. Someone with those responsibilities certainly brings to our meeting this evening an interest, a knowledge that few have. Major John Fisher.
See if we get technology working here. How's that?
Good.
Look at that, wow. A voice from on high, I like that. Well, congratulations on it, what a great turnout. Sometimes I go to these things and I'm talking to myself, so this is really wonderful. It's good to be here in Collingwood. It's kind of funny, our weekend place is in Thornbury, so I'm often in Collingwood on the weekends. That's where we do our shopping, so it's good to be here. I'm going to talk about the 150 years, and I love the introduction on the cenotaph. The Templetons and I and others in the Grey and Simcoes have just got back from 12 days in Europe doing battlefield tours. And it's always meaningful. I've been many times and going again in April. My paternal grandmother, my dad's mom, was a Canadian Silver Cross widow. So, and it was her first husband she lost, my oldest aunt's father's. And his name's on the Vimy Memorial. My dad's named after him. So every time I go to Vimy, I go to the spot where his name is, because he doesn't have a grave. He was blown up in the last 100 days of the First World War, didn't get home. And so it's that pilgrimage was made again on our trip. So this being Remembrance Week, it's great to tell you about 150 years. It's almost a well-kept secret in Simcoe County. Now, I think part of the problem is, and it's more evident in Barrie than, let's say, in Owen Sound or Collingwood, is that we're overshadowed by base Borden. It's sort of like Canada, the United States. It's like sleeping with an elephant. Well, Borden's our elephant, and I work at Borden, so I can throw rocks at Borden because I worked there a good part of my life. So let's see if we can get this thing going. It was working. Yeah, I could go to sleep. Yeah, I did. I'm just wondering if it's sleeping. Let's do this and just see if that brings it back to life. Yep, that's what it was. So let this do its thing. Well, it's exceeding my vision right now, but it's good. There we go. Okay. Well, it's time to, let's see. Yeah. Just see, once I fire this up, if it picks it up. Meantime, I'll talk. What's happened this year, our 150th has just been a fantastic year. One of the last events was actually yesterday, and the regiment is so busy that, anything yet? No. We celebrated our birthday at Meaford Range yesterday. The birthday was actually on the 14th of September. But the regiment is so darn busy, even the Mayor Barry wanted to put a thing on for us, we couldn't do it. Just, we're go, 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 and then the troops, of course, we're the Arctic Response Company group, as I'll get into a little bit later. And let's see if this works. There we go. All right. Anybody a whiz on these things? We had it up here. I had it running just as we were sitting down.